Sexist myths busted. New evidence, men were not the only ones bringing home the bacon. Traditionally, the idea of hunter-gatherer societies positions men as the hunters and women as the gatherers. But a new study says that this idea is simply wrong. A team of researchers took the time to go through a whole bunch of original reports about hunter-gatherer societies from 1800 to present day. Why was that new? Because they read the detail inside the reports rather than relying on the summaries. Actual research then. And what did they find? That in 79% of the societies for which they had data, women were in fact hunting. And this wasn't women just happening to stumble across a rabbit while they were out collecting nuts and berries. Instead, as lead researcher Cara Wall-Shuffler says, the hunting was purposeful. Women had hunting toolkits of their own, they had favourite weapons, and apparently grandmas were the best hunters in the village. The study also found that in a third of these societies, women were hunting big game, the seriously sized mammals that are stereotypically associated with male hunters. The findings of the study challenged the idea of men as the natural bringer of the bacon, aka the breadwinner, and the female as a natural caretaker, an idea that still really shapes societies today. As Kimberly Hamlin says, this idea is a myth that works to position women as inferior. It's so wrong, but how do we get it so wrong? Dr. Randy Haas, anthropologist at Wayne State University, thinks that part of the problem is it's such a common view of the world that it shapes what we look for and what we expect to find. And this can warp researchers' ability to recognize data that says something different. In addition to creating blind spots, Haas says that the dominance of this idea of man the hunter appears to have led scientists to overlook key clues from other sources of evidence like ancient burial sites. In 2018, Haas was part of a team in Peru that found a 9,000-year-old person buried with an unusually large amount of hunting tools. He said that they all just assumed that the individual was a male. Everyone was saying things like, wow, this is amazing, he must have been a great hunter, a great warrior, maybe he was a chief. Haas said that he didn't even think to question the gender of the remains until about a week later when a colleague who specialized in analyzing bone structure said that the remains appeared to be female. The team then used a relatively new technology to scrape enamel from the teeth of the person they found, and they determined from the proteins in those teeth that the apparent master hunter was female. So there you have it, folks, another sexist myth busted. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe so that we can keep taking you on new and ever more interesting sex and space journeys.